Do I regret buying the 2023 Tesla Model 3? It's been 3 months since taking delivery of the cheapest Tesla that you could buy, and I gotta be honest, a lot has happened in that relatively short amount of time. I've racked up a total of 1,800 miles, I've had some issues that I had to get resolved at Tesla service, and most importantly, I've really gotten to know what it's like to live with a bona fide EV. Tesla also dropped their prices on the Model 3 multiple times since doing so early in the year, with this car now starting at around $4,000 cheaper than what I had bought it for. And more importantly, there are now some pretty credible leaks of the refreshed Model 3, codenamed Project Highland, that have taken the internet by storm. And no lie, it's been weighing on my mind as someone who may have jumped the gun on this car. So today, I want to talk about how my 3-month experience has been with the standard range 2023 Tesla Model 3, what I've liked and disliked the most during this time, and whether or not I regret buying this car given all the things I just mentioned. But first, let's talk about how my experience has been owning the base Tesla Model 3 for the past 3 months, and let's start off with the positives. And I think the thing about this car that has really stood out from day one that continues to blow my mind is how fast the Model 3 is. Now mind you, this is Tesla's quote-unquote slowest vehicle, which genuinely feels bizarre to even say because it's definitely the fastest car I've ever driven, bar none. I've never been a big car guy, but the speed of the 2023 Tesla Model 3 is one thing that immediately stood out about driving the car. It's truly unlike any other vehicle I've driven in the past. And I have driven other Tesla models that have way faster 0 to 60 speeds than this one, but I think the main takeaway 3 months later is that the cheapest Tesla still gives drivers access to the main component that makes speed enjoyable, and that's the instant torque. I don't know how else to explain it. The second that you put your foot on the pedal, the Tesla just takes off without a moment's hesitation, and it seriously squishes you into your seat due to the force. There's virtually no lag between the pedal being pushed and the car accelerating, and it sounds basic considering that this does have an electric motor, but what I didn't understand until getting the car was how foreign it would feel compared to what I was used to. Traditional gasoline-powered engines operate in a fashion where once the accelerator is initiated, there's more time needed for the car to actually take off due to the combustion that's necessary. I mean, we're talking milliseconds here that most never even pay attention to until you start driving an EV. Plus, you almost never peel out on a Tesla for lost traction. The launch feels more like you're on a roller coaster than an actual car. And what I realize is that this is what makes driving an EV fun. It's not getting to 60 miles per hour a few seconds faster, it's the access to the instant and uninterrupted speed as soon as you put your foot on the pedal that people want and enjoy. And in that regard, I'm kind of glad that I didn't go with the Performance Model 3 or the Performance Model Y. Sure, their launch speed is going to be indeed faster and more noticeable, but I don't think it's worth the extra premium on the sticker price just for that. I've been having more than enough fun being able to out-accelerate basically like 90% of the cars on the road, and I never once felt as though that the base Model 3 is slow or not fast enough. Now, considering that Teslas are super fun to drive, it's definitely within your interest to keep them well maintained and to leverage all they have to offer. Now, all that is great, but in doing so, I'm not gonna lie, it can start chipping away at your wallet. I recently put together a review of some of my favorite accessories for the Model 3, and man, I was blown away with how many products are out there just for Tesla. Well, in order to help ensure that you don't go broke, I highly recommend that you use Rakuten, one of my go-tos when online shopping, as well as today's video sponsor. Rakuten is the largest cashback site, which partners with over 3,500 of the biggest name brands to bring you cash back, coupons, and promo codes all for free. You just click through the links found on Rakuten and then shop on the store's website like you normally would, or use the browser extension app. And after your purchases are completed, you'll get the cash back deposited straight into your Rakuten account. It really couldn't be easier. And Rakuten has partnerships with the likes of Tire Agent, one of my favorite places to shop for tires for my Tesla, and with Rakuten, I get 7% cash back for basically doing nothing. They also partner with My Chemical Guys, where I buy all of my cleaning supplies for my Tesla, and even Disney, where I can get some solid cash back on my Disney Plus membership that I take advantage of all the time in the entertainment suite. And you're really going to want to shop with Rakuten this week during their Big Give Week promotion, where you can get up to 15% cash back at your favorite stores. You can sign up by clicking the link in the description, and Rakuten's going to give you a $40 sign-up bonus when you make a qualifying purchase. Get the cash back that you deserve. Check out Rakuten today. Now, the other questions that I get asked all the time are around the limitations by going with the cheapest Tesla Model 3 and whether or not they've had a negative impact on the user experience. And I'm happy to say, at least for me, over the past 3 months, I'm going to say no, not at all. Now, to expand on that a little bit, let's start with the omissions that have had zero impact on me whatsoever. Number one, the base Model 3 doesn't come with fog lights. I personally don't care at all, so it's been no consequence to me. Number two, the car doesn't come with any form of floor mats, which is kind of odd. I've always argued that third-party ones are better anyways, and there's a ton that you could choose from, like the lace fit ones I have here. I'll leave leave a link to them in the description, but this to me really wasn't a big deal at all. Number 3, this Tesla comes with only the partial premium audio system, which, to be completely honest, is noticeably not as good as the full premium system. For better context on that statement, I'm trying to illustrate just how good the full premium system is, not to suggest that the partial is bad. In fact, I've really enjoyed the partial premium audio system over the past 3 months. You still get really loud and clear audio that is a bit front heavy, but still makes for a good immersive listening experience. Now, limitation 4, to be clear, is not exclusive to the cheapest Tesla Model 3. All 2023 Teslas have this omission, and here, of course, I'm talking about the ultrasonic sensors. And this is probably the one omission that I feel is the most annoying to deal with. Yes, Tesla did roll out their vision-based park assist system. I just don't think it's anywhere near a one-to-one replacement of the physical sensors. There's some clear blind spots that the cameras on the car can't properly assess, so you get very unclear visuals and audible warnings when you're trying to park, and it's just hard to trust whether or not you're going to actually hit anything. Plus, there are many times where the vision-based park assist feature is limited to the cameras being partially blocked, or it says that it's loading and doesn't really turn on until you're already parked. It's kind of a mess. Again, totally not fair to associate this challenge only to the 2023 Tesla Model 3. This is unfortunately now a pervasive issue across all of Tesla's newest cars, and I'm really hoping it's something that will improve over time. But I think the main quote-unquote limitation associated with the cheapest Tesla Model 3 isn't going to be a feature or accessory. It's going to be the fact that this car has the lowest estimated range. The EPA range of 272 miles is probably the thing about this particular configuration that has most buyers nervous, and it definitely was the thing that intimidated me the most as well. Now, I want to be careful how I phrase this, but for me, the range on the base Model 3 has been virtually a non-issue over the past 3 months, and it was definitely a fear that was overblown, but it may not be exactly the same for you, so hear me out. The reason why range has been a non-issue for me is, number 1, I don't drive long distances regularly. At most, I'm probably averaging around 20 miles a day, so a full charge can comfortably last me quite a long time given my use. But more importantly, I live in a home where I have a garage and access to a NEMA 1450 outlet. This allows me to charge daily if I need to, and at a rate in which I'll never not have enough range the next morning. This to me has been one of the biggest game changers and pros of owning a Tesla. Not having to go to the gas station and wait in line has been liberating to say the least, and because I can do all of my charging at home at off-peak hours, I've saved a significant amount of money. Plus, the base Model 3 is equipped with a lithium iron phosphate battery pack, or LFP battery. Not only is this battery technology more efficient and longer lasting, it can be charged up to 100% regularly without accelerating degradation, so you can in theory start each day at 100%. But I do recognize there's a totally different side to this coin, mainly for folks who don't have access to a home charger and have to rely solely on public chargers. No doubt the Tesla supercharging infrastructure is the best and most reliable, but they definitely take longer to charge up than filling gas, and depending on when and where you're charging from, it could also be quite expensive. Now, I continue to make the point that sole reliance on public chargers is the main culprit behind range anxiety, and I can promise you having an additional 50 or so miles isn't going to make that anxiety go away. So in that regard, I don't think that the base Model 3 should be an immediate deal breaker just because it has the lowest range, especially if you have a home charging solution. I am telling you now, the range really is going to be a non-issue. But let me get into some of the negative things that I've experienced over the past 3 months, and I'm going to be completely honest, there's really not too much. If you watch some of my other Tesla videos, you know that I had a door alignment problem when I took delivery, which Tesla service was able to fix right away. I haven't had any issues come up since that would require service, which is great, but honestly really should be the norm given that this car is only 3 months old. One of the little things I've been having issues with is the Bluetooth connection to the car. It's not always, but sometimes my phone will have difficulty auto unlocking doors. It won't connect until I take out my phone and open up the Tesla app, which is super annoying. Again, it's not always, but it has happened a few times. Another not so great aspect of the car 3 months later was experiencing my first winter associated range drop. Again, not exclusive to Tesla, but all EV batteries take a noticeable hit in range when it's cold outside. I took delivery of the Model 3 on January 30th in Chicago, so the hit was immediate, and there were times where I saw close to a 40% reduction in estimated range. Now that has since resolved itself with the weather being much nicer now, but it is something to keep in mind if you do have to do a lot of driving in the winter. And that brings me to the last and honestly the most unexpected quote-unquote negative thing about going with the 2023 Tesla Model 3, and that's the fact that the refresh to this car is imminent. Project Highland isn't a secret, it's been around for months, but it wasn't until very recently that leaks have all but confirmed a more significant overhaul to the vehicle. Now, none of these leaks have been confirmed, but here's an image of the redesigned front end of the Model 3, and no lie, I think it looks pretty incredible. I like that it seems to be pulling inspiration from the Tesla Roadster with those sleeker headlights, and there are rumors that the updated Model 3 will also come with an enhanced interior cabin as well as more advanced hardware and cameras, which no cap really is exciting. Which ultimately brings us to the million-dollar question: do I regret pulling the trigger on what will likely be the last iteration of the original Tesla Model 3's design and not waiting for the refresh? And my answer is no, not really. And look, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't experiencing any FOMO with all the leaks that are coming out, but I'm extremely still happy with my purchase. I think I got this car at a great price, especially when you factor in my eligibility for the EV tax credit. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla raises their prices on the Model 3 once the refresh is announced. Moreover, given Tesla's issues around quality, I do feel a lot safer going with this particular version of the Model 3. It's been battle tested, and I feel as though it's the most reliable Tesla that you can get right now. It's not uncommon for new Teslas to experience the highest volume of quality issues their first couple years of production, so I feel as though I went with the safer route. All to say, my experience with the 2023 Tesla Model 3 has been pretty fantastic over the past 3 months. I can't believe that this car is only $40,000 now. That's an incredible price for all you're getting with this vehicle. Now, I know Tesla is the polarizing brand. I just made a video going over why so many people hate them, so let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the 2023 Tesla Model 3 is worth it? Or do you think you should hold out for the refresh? Curious to get your thoughts. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. And in case you're looking for more Tesla Model 3 content, check out these videos here. They're gonna help you be as informed as possible.